We have some big updates for today. This one has the entire fan base excited. The atmosphere behind the scenes is heating up. Let's start talking about a familiar face returning to Arrowhead. Steven Nelson is back. Hopefully this will be the boost the Chiefs need to make a big push. If you're as bullish on our season as I am, hit the like button hard, but only do so if you're a true Chiefs fan. Let's take a look at what this means for the season as we prepare for a playoff push. The Chiefs have officially signed veteran cornerback Steven Nelson to their practice squad. At 31 years old, Nelson is coming out of retirement to join the team that originally drafted him in the third round of the 2015 NFL Draft. This move comes at a crucial time as the Chiefs' secondary has been hit hard by injuries, leaving the team weak in a key area heading into a critical stretch of the season. Injuries have been a story for the Chiefs all year, especially in the secondary. Starting cornerback Jalen Watson's broken ankle earlier this season was a significant blow. His initial replacement, Nazeeh Johnson, has struggled to find consistency, and standout Joshua Williams left Sunday night's game against the Chargers with a chest injury. With so much uncertainty, adding an experienced and tenacious cornerback like Nelson makes perfect sense. Nelson's career has been one of consistent reliability. Over his 9 years in the NFL, he has started 115 games and racked up 13 interceptions, along with 78 passes defended. He's no stranger to making plays on the ball, and his most recent season with the Houston Texans in 2023 was solid, starting 16 of 17 games, recording 63 tackles, defending 12 passes, and catching 4 interceptions. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid had nothing but praise for Nelson, saying, "He was a good player when he was here. He's become a starting cornerback in the league and has had a good career over the last 9 years. Adding him gives us the depth we need." Depth is exactly what the Chiefs need as they prepare for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, December 15th. Nelson's familiarity with the organization and ability to adapt quickly should be a huge asset. While he's starting practice, the Chiefs will likely soon ramp up his conditioning and performance as he impresses throughout the week. So, Chiefs fans, what do you think of Steven Nelson's return? Is this the boost the secondary needs, or do you think the season should look for additional options? The Chiefs are opening as favorites for their Week 15 road game against the Cleveland Browns, and here's why that matchup could be tighter than you think. The Chiefs head to Cleveland this Sunday, set to take on the Browns at Huntington Bank Stadium. According to FanDuel Sportsbook, Kansas City opens as a 5.5-point favorite on the road, a line that reflects confidence in the Chiefs but also acknowledges the potential challenges of facing Cleveland on their home turf. Kansas City is riding high with an impressive 12-1 record, coming off back-to-back nail-biting wins. Their last 2 games have ended with 19-17 scores, including a thrilling win over the Chargers last Sunday night. While those wins have managed to keep the Chiefs from atop the AFC standings, they have shown a knack for making games closer than they probably should have been. Cleveland, on the other hand, has had a tough couple of weeks. The Browns are coming off back-to-back losses to the Denver Broncos and Pittsburgh Steelers, games in which they have allowed a combined 68 points. That defensive vulnerability will be something Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense will look to exploit. But here's where it gets interesting. History is on Kansas City's side. Under head coach Andy Reid, the Chiefs have faced the Browns 4 times and won each matchup. The most recent meeting was a 33-29 win in Week 1 of the 2021 season, a game that saw Mahomes mount a dramatic second-half comeback. Entering this week, the Chiefs will rely heavily on their evolving chemistry. DeAndre Hopkins is becoming a key contributor, and Travis Kelce continues to be a reliable force. But let's not overlook Cleveland's defensive line, led by Myles Garrett, which could pose a significant challenge to Kansas City's offensive line, a unit that has struggled mightily this season. So what's the X factor? It can come back at any time, you can protect the ball, and you can control the tempo. The Chiefs' defense has shown up in big moments, and they'll need another strong performance to contain the Browns' rushing attack. Not everyone is convinced the Chiefs are on fire. Former head coach Rex Ryan didn't hold back during a recent interview, calling Kansas City the least explosive offense in the NFL. That's a surprising statement considering Mahomes' reputation as one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks. "They're vulnerable to any team," Ryan said. "You'd think with Mahomes, this team would be exploding on offense, but they're not. Part of it is because they don't protect the quarterback." Ryan isn't wrong about the sacks. Mahomes has been picked off 35 teams this season, including 3 sacks against the Chargers. It's clear the offensive line has struggled to keep him upright, and that's had a noticeable impact on the Chiefs' ability to make big plays downfield. But here's the flip side. Even with those challenges, Mahomes continues to find ways to win. The Chargers game was Kansas City's 10th win this season in a game decided by 7 points or less. That kind of game-winning performance is why Ryan, despite his critics, admits he wouldn't want to face Mahomes in a 2-minute drill. "Absolutely not," Ryan said. "The last 2 minutes, I don't want to sign up to play against this guy." So what do you think of Ryan's comments? Yes, the Chiefs' offense isn't as explosive as it has been in years past. DeAndre Hopkins is still finding his stride in the system, and the offensive line needs to tighten up. But this team knows how to grind out wins, and that resilience could be its greatest strength heading into the playoffs. Now it's your turn, Chiefs fans. Do you agree with Rex Ryan's assessment, or do you think he's underestimating Mahomes and the Chiefs' ability to adapt? Are you worried about offensive struggles, or are you confident this team will step up when it matters most? This afternoon, we had a surprising change in the coaching staff that is sure to have some ripple effects on the team. Reports have surfaced that the Chiefs are losing assistant defensive line coach Terry Braden, who is set to join the Nebraska Cornhuskers as their head defensive line coach. Braden has been with Kansas City for 8 incredible seasons, and his departure is significant. He has been a vital part of the Chiefs' coaching staff and has left a lasting impact on this defense. Braden's contributions cannot be overstated. He has helped transform the Kansas City defensive line into one of the most dominant units in the NFL, with star players like Chris Jones directly benefiting from his expertise. Jones, arguably the most dominant interior defensive lineman in the league, owes much of his success to Braden's guidance. Interestingly, Braden hasn't just been on the defensive line. During the 2019 season, he worked with the defensive backs, coaching Tyrann Mathieu to an All-Pro selection. This versatility has made him one of the most respected voices in the Chiefs' locker room. Now, he's headed to Nebraska to join Matt Rule's staff, likely with the goal of eventually becoming a defensive coordinator. It's a bittersweet moment for Chiefs fans. On one hand, you have to respect Braden for taking on a new challenge and advancing his career. On the other, his departure leaves a noticeable hole in the coaching staff. Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo will undoubtedly find someone to fill the role, but replacing Braden's wealth of experience and leadership won't be easy. For now, Braden remains focused on helping the Chiefs chase a potential three-peat. Kansas City's defense showed real promise in Sunday's win over the Chargers, even as injuries to the secondary continue to test the team's depth. The question now is who will take over for Braden when the season ends. What do you think, Chiefs fans? How will Braden's departure impact the team? Are you concerned about the defense, or do you trust Reid and Spagnuolo to keep things rolling? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, hit that like button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the latest news. Let's go Chiefs, ***.